right, guys, this is what we're making today. The Burcham crossbody bag by Simply Classic, but this is leather. This is leather that I got at Tandy a couple weeks ago when I was there. It was on sale. Tony actually found it and brought it to me, and he said, you gotta get this. I put a little emblem here with a little backing. This is goat under here. I don't know what kind of leather this is. It was on sale and I did not pay attention. You have a zipper pocket in front, and on the inside you have a top zipper closure. You have a zipper pocket and a slip pocket, and there's tons of room, really. Now it's considered, I would consider it somewhere between a small and a medium. It's really just meant for your essentials. If you're someone who likes to carry everything with you, this probably isn't the right bag. But if you are minimalist like me, this will fit. In fact, I already tried it. My tall wallet, my small Jordan pouch, my sunglass case, some hand sanitizer, a pen, and my phone fits in out here. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Go get the pattern. Try some leather. You wouldn't want to try this kind of leather because this had to be skived unless you have a skiver. You've seen the skiving video. I'll link it in the description below. So all links for things that I use in videos, if you click underneath the title, it says more. Click under there. It shows all the links. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. All right, so let's do our strap. And I decided to use webbing. It matches pretty well. And so that's kind of what I decided to do. Let's hold our threads, and we're going to get going here. And I'm going to do 2 rows of stitches. All right, so I did do my strap, and I'm just using some really pretty webbing. This is from Indo Love Creations, I believe. It's her batik. It's very nice. And I'm using 1 inch. This is a small bag. I decided the 1.5 was too big. I didn't like it. All right, so I already put on a emblem with a backing on it, and I glued it on, then I sewed it on. Isn't that cute? I love it. Love it, love it. And then for the other side, I put my tag, and I made the hole for the zipper, the outside zipper. So that's what we're gonna do next, is the outside zipper. So I have my 2 zipper pockets. And right side up, okay. Hold your threads, Barb. And then I'm going to turn that and just baste it down. I probably could iron this one, but I'm just doing what I always do. All right, we're going to repeat that with our other side of our pocket. Just make sure your sides are all lined up and the top of your zipper. Okay. This table makes it noisy. Okay, one more seam. Flatten that out. Okay. Just gonna burn my threads on my zipper tape. Doing a little. All right, now I'm gonna add some double-sided tape. To my zipper so I can put it inside. And I'll show you what I did to my outside piece. Because this leather that I'm using is not dyed all the way through, which is not atypical of some leathers. So I put foam on the back, but you see I cut around the hole so the foam wouldn't get in my way, but then I put some of that, premium midsole marker, permanent marker, to dye it so you can't see from this side any of the light color. I love it. Looks good. All right, so now I want my zipper pull closing to the left. I'm gonna have to put it down here. Not sure what you can see. There we go. And we're gonna add our zipper lining one side at a time. Okay. And then we're going to sew around that zipper with the lining, both sides of our lining laying flat. I'm going to pull the threads to the back. Perfect. All right, let's pull those. Oh, you couldn't see a thing while I was doing, so sorry. I'm gonna pull those threads to the back and tie them off. If I can find my, here it is. And I'm going to even up my threads because they're very long. And tie that off. Trim it and burn it. All right, next step. All right, so now I have my pocket and I'm just going to sew the 3 sides closed. It's a pretty good sized pocket, which I like. All right, let's do it. Okay. I like it. There's a little extra zipper tape over here, so I'm just going to trim that off and burn that end. Perfect. So now we have our finished outside zipper pocket. Love it. You could do an overlay here. I just didn't want to. So I didn't. Next step. All right, the next step is to put your bottoms, your 2 outside pieces, right sides together, and we're going to sew across the bottom. The seam allowance in the pattern. And she gives the seam allowance, I don't know if I mentioned this last time or not. She gives the seam allowance in the beginning of the pattern. I'm just going to use my seam guide. You see how much easier it is to sew that with it skived? It would be so thick. Now, I am going to tape that down rather than glue it. I'm not getting into the gluing until I get really good. I've heard from a lot of people that, a lot of leather makers, excuse me, that they don't always glue their seams, although I believe it's good practice to do it. I'll get there. I don't have any of the solvent-based glue. I have water-based. But I think the solvent works better. So I'll eventually get some. There's a lot of things you need for leather crafting. Okay, so that's taped down, and then we're just going to top stitch on each side. Trying to get my threads to hold. All right, here we go. And then I'm just going to come across. And do the other side. Now, I'm just looking at my stitching. I have a 20 gauge needle in here, and that actually might be too big because it's leaving a pretty good size hole. So that's something I'm going to need to consider going forward. All right, now we're going to add our stabilizer. Let me grab that. All right, so I just put my piece of Decaville light there, excuse me, and I taped it down pretty good. Tape is adhering very well to this particular leather, so I just, rather than glue it, take the time. That's one thing I'm learning. Leather crafting is not something that you do in one sitting typically, because you need gluing time, drying time for your glue. It takes some overnight drying time, which is okay. This I let sit overnight. I should have just done some gluing. All right, so we're going to stitch down each side. I don't have any leather needles. I need to probably get some leather needles. A little research on leather needles and what's the best way to go. Okay, let's do this other side. And then I am also going to tape those sides down. On each side. Okay, let's tape those down. I'll do that on fast forward. All right, let's do our bottom boxed corner. Match up your seams there. your threads. I'm going to take my table off. All right, I put my little table on. I like it better. For many reasons. I'm going to trim that. About half. Let's do the other side. So, I don't know. I'm going to say this out loud. I don't think foam is the right stabilizer. Some of you leather crafters out there are thinking, oh my goodness, what is she doing? Yeah. I need to probably get some thinner Salpa. I only have 0.5, so I probably need to get some 0.3. Okay, let's turn this right side out. See how we did. It's thick leather. It's pretty though. Just trying to get my corners out good. Oh yeah. My goodness. That looks so good, guys. And it smells fantastic. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I like it myself. And then you have a nice, huge zipper pocket here that the cell phones today fit in. Okay, the outside is done. All right, next I'm going to do my key fob. So it's just one piece. You're going to fold it wrong sides together. And I just have a piece of double-side tape inside there. We're going to trim it anyway to 1/2 inch. Okay. Okay, let's stitch it. And then we'll trim it. Aren't these scissors the cutest little thing? Lisa gave these to me. I just love them. They're so cute. All right. Let's trim this. And I'm just going to be creative and use my scissors. Perfect. Add your D-ring. And I'm going to put a rivet in there, so I'll go do that. All right, so there's our key fob. Don't let me forget to put it in there. I forgot last time. All right, so the next I'm going to do my slip pocket. So this is just one piece. We're going to fold right sides together. Sew down the sides. And turn it and then add some accent. Let's do the other side. Okay, I am going to trim these bottom corners pretty close to my stitching so I can get a good corner. So just like that on either side. All right, let's turn it right side out. And I am going to go press this. Okay, I press that. I'm just basting the top closed. Okay, and now we're going to add our accent piece. And this, you just add barely, just shy of your center line. And fold it over. Okay. And top stitch. These tiny little scissors work surprisingly good. Better than some of my, I hate to say it, some of my Kai scissors. Okay, let's trim off the excess. Isn't that funny how some things work better than others? Okay, so now I have a little slip pocket. Let me grab my lining pieces. All right, so I have my one lining piece where my slip pocket is going to be centered, and I just have a Sew Tight magnet keeping it in place while I sew it on, because I don't want to use pins. Making sure it stayed, yeah. Sewn around all 3 sides. Perfect. I know I say this all the time, but these Sew Tight magnets are perfect. I think they come in a 5-pack. Very helpful. Love them. I don't remember them being very expensive either, but who knows. Okay, so there's our little slip pocket. A simple slip pocket. Okay. All right, so I got my main top zipper, and I marked down 1 inch. That's no secret because a lot of people do that. And I'm just folding those over. I have my zipper pull on already. Okay. And we're just gonna base those raw edges closed. Tack them, really. Let's do the other side. And then we'll trim those off, the excess zipper tape. Just like that. You cut your zipper, so burn your end. Perfect. Okay, now let's grab our pieces. So I have 2 exterior pieces, which I skived both of those, and then 2 interior pieces. Okay. So I'm going to use some 1/8 inch. I know I don't like it, but I'm going to use it. 1/8 inch double-sided tape. And on each end, we're going to fold it down. We'll see how thick this is. I don't know. It shouldn't be too thick since I skived it, but we'll see. And we're only going to fold over one end until we get it on, so we can make sure it's even. On all 4 pieces. Okay. All right, let's see how it is. I'm going to fold that over. Take off that little piece of tape. Okay. So fold it over on 4 short ends, not all 8. And you can mark these. I've done this so much, I don't need to mark it, but it probably is a good idea. Okay. Let me grab my... So with the folded end, we are going to add our zipper tape right side down, just shy of the end. Okay. Okay, so just like that. Just shy of the end with the right sides together. And then I am going to take my lining and I'm just going to sew them in 1 stitch. So I'm going to add my lining piece with the folded end. My folded end, you can hardly even see it. Matching up this end down here, right sides down. Okay. Now, I am going to fold these up and make sure they match on this end now, because you don't want to stitch them. Let me get my zipper tape out of there. There we go. Okay, so now it matches on both ends. Perfect. Let's stitch this together. Okay. Perfect. And let's put those wrong sides together. This might be too thick for this leather. I don't know. I'm kind of determining how I like it. Let's see. Okay, it's really not bad. Now, I did hammer these thick portions down, so we'll see how we do. Yeah, so you don't see my back stitching. Pretty thick there, so we'll see. I might crank it a couple stitches. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that really came out pretty good, actually. A little extra tape over here. Let me get it. Perfect. Now I'm going to repeat that on the other side. I'll do that on just forward. All right, so we finished our zipper placket. Let's find our centers on both the top and the bottom. And we're gonna work on our lining zipper pockets. I don't know why I made this zipper seems really long today. I don't know why. Okay, so I found the top and the bottom of my zipper. I'm gonna set that aside for just a minute. And on the other side, so this side we have our little slip pocket. This side, I measure down 1.5 inches. She gives you a different measurement in the pattern. I think it's too low myself, but I think it works either way. So I'm just gonna sew around outside. I'm gonna pull those threads to the back. And actually, I'm gonna increase my stitch length just a little. Okay. Let's pull those to the back and tie them off, and then we'll cut out our center. I'm just tying these off. Let me play down so you can see what I'm doing. This video, there's a full video, but this one is really just about using the leather, so I'm not giving explicit directions. A lot of people ask to see me make a bag with this leather in particular. Okay, hold on. All right, so I went ahead and cut out my hole. Looks perfect. Now let's just create our little zipper placket, or zipper inside here. This is done exactly like the one on the outside. I did leave my zipper pull off this one, so it'd be nice and flat. Doesn't matter, not really. Okay, let's add the other side. Then we'll add our zipper pull. All right. Get my zipper pull. Perfect. Let's add some double-sided tape. This interior pocket is not nearly as deep as the exterior, just FYI. Not that it really matters, honestly. It's a small bag. You don't actually need all these pockets, but all right, with my zipper pull going, closing to the left, we're gonna add our zipper. Add our zipper overlay, one side at a time. And get it in there nice and even. And then we're gonna stitch with our zipper linings flat open. Gonna stitch around that inner box, and I'll pull those threads to the back. I'm just coming up on the corners a little bit. I'm using a fair amount of double-sided tape here. Let's pull those threads to the back. Even those up and tie them off. There's a little thread here. Okay, perfect. Inside zipper pocket. Now let's close that off on the sides only, because we'll use this to close our bottom when we're done. And I'm just going to even it up. You know, you probably wonder why designers don't make one, so you don't have to cut any off. I think part of it is, it's honestly, I think, too confusing to write those directions. And it's easier just to cut an inch off. Okay, I'm only going to do the sides. And I am going to fold that up about 3/8 of an inch. Some designers do suggest it, others just, they don't. I'm okay, either way. Okay, let's pull that up. One more thread, and then we'll open that bottom and fold it over. That way it's ready when we're ready to close that up. You could press this if you wanted to. Okay. Interior zipper pocket. All right, before I do anything else, I'm going to add my key fob. Before I forget, I'm going to add it right here. And I'm going to let it hang over. I don't want it so long, so I'm just going to baste it right there. Very noisy. Okay, so that's where our key fob goes, right there. Now we're going to add our zipper plackets. And you want to start with the side that has your zipper pocket on the inside, because you want your zippers opening and closing the same way. So connect those, and we're going to baste that in place. Eighth of an inch. And then we're going to add our upper lining. So our upper lining, I just have a piece of foam here, and I centered both sides. I'm going to add our upper lining. And we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Oh, let me pull my seam guide down. Okay. Then we're going to fold that up, and we're going to stitch on the lining piece. Let me verify that. Hold on. No. We're going to fold it down and stitch on the upper lining. Top stitch. With that seam that we just created underneath. Jeez. Very noisy, isn't it? Perfect. You know what I notice about Thor? When you go really slow, he doesn't like the thickness. But when you get a decent amount of speed going, he doesn't mind. All right, so that's what it looks like on the back. And that's what it looks like on the front. We're going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, line up your centers. Okay, so that's what it looks like. This is the right side of that other lining piece. I'm just going to base that zipper pocket in place. Okay, take your upper lining and add that. All right, perfect. Look at that. So you open that up and you have both your lining pieces. Love it. Beautiful. Okay. Next step. All right, so on our lining, put your sides, right sides together. We're going to leave the bottom completely open. We'll finish it once we get the top sewn. So do your seam allowance on both sides. I'm surprised I haven't run out of bobbin yet, honestly. I didn't cut my extra zipper tape off here. Hold on. All right, so I'm making my strap connectors. These are just short little pieces. I did skive the whole piece. Divided it down the middle, put a piece of tape on, and I'm just folding them in so there's one side that has a raw edge. And then we'll stitch down each side. Actually, I'm gonna do my little rounded corners. I really like how that looks before I stitch it. Let me go grab that. Okay, here's my little die. I'm just getting it lined up nice and even. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do that on both sides, both of them. Love it. Oh my gosh, this is a game changer. I think this was $23. Well worth it. Okay, so now I have two that are the same. Now, this leather frayed just a little. It's kind of a weird, I'm realizing that there's a reason it was on sale. That's all right. That's good for me to practice. Okay, so there's those. Let me grab my D-rings, and we're going to stitch around these. All right, let's trim the seam allowance on the sides, except for the upper lining. And I put some tape on the upper lining just to keep it in place. Nice and flat. Okay. Perfect. Let's open our zipper. And we're going to add our inside into our outside into our inside. Make sure you have your centers snipped. And I want my zipper, this is the front. I want that to be next to the slip pocket. Yeah, next to the slip pocket. Yeah. Good. Let's get that in there. It's a snug fit, as it should be. Match up your sides. And I'm not trimming that top seam, just FYI. Nice. Okay. We're going to finish the top before we finish the inside. So put your lining down in there. And we're going to clip all the way around the top. Now, I am going to pound my seam, and I'll do that off camera. But especially on the sides, but all the way around, I'm either going to pound it or I'm going to use my crimpers. So I'll do that off camera. All right, I used my crimpers, and I did a little pounding too. A little of both, goes a long way. All right, let's do this. And I'm going to start on the side over here, because my, I know it's thickest there, but that's where my strap adjuster is going to go. Let's see how we do. And I am pulling the thread to the inside. See how much better Thor is when you have a little speed? He's like, okay, I'll just keep going. Okay, we're getting to this side over here. Let's see how we do. Yeah, that's pretty thick right there. Okay. Let's pull those threads to the back, or the inside, I should say. Oh my gosh, that just turned out. It's amazing what just a little crimping and hammering will do, because it just makes all the difference. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm making loud noises. I'm trying to find my, there it is. Okay, let's even those threads up and tie them off. The nice thing is this will end up being under the strap adjuster, so you'll never see this knot. So think about that. If you're going to pull the threads to the inside here, put them where they won't be seen. You don't want a knot showing either. It's better than showing on the outside though. Okay, next step. All right, open your zipper on the inside. Pull the zipper lining out. And pull the bottom of the lining through that zipper hole, and we're going to finish that off. Okay, so you should have already done your centers, which really helps in this process. Clip the bottom together, and we're going to sew across the bottom, and then we'll box the corners. And then we'll close up the zipper pocket. Okay. Okay, let's box our corners. And I'm just going to nestle my seam there. On both sides. It's a little awkward, but it's very doable. Hold your threads. And then we're going to trim that boxed corner by half. Okay, let's do this other one. I didn't like how I had it clipped. There we go. And then we'll put our lining down inside. And let's finish the zipper pocket lining. Okay, let's clean up some threads. Put your zipper pocket down inside. And I'm going to add a zipper end. Then we'll do our strap connectors. That looks so cute. Okay. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I really think this bag would be cute at a little tiny bit bigger. All right, I'm going to cut off my zipper ends. I don't need it anywhere near that long. Don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to fold that in and burn the end. See if I have my zipper end. I don't. Let me go get it. All right, so there's the inside. I added my zipper end, so let's put that inside. Ugh. The smell of this leather is divine. All right, so now we need to add our strap ends, strap connectors. So she has you put one on one side, just slightly to the right of center. And it's a good idea because you don't want to do your punch a hole through your stitching. So I'm going to mark for my rivets and punch my holes. One. I'm just putting one rivet. I think for this small of a bag, it's absolutely perfect. Okay. Okay. Now, we're going to take our D-ring. And we're going to, so this is what is considered probably the back, since this is the front. So this one I'm going to put towards the side. And I need to mark where my rivet hole needs to go. Right there. Whoop. And I'm going to see if the rivets I have are long enough. They may not be. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know. No. I don't think they are. So I'm going to run into Tandy and get some of the longer antique brass rivets, because these are just not long enough and it will just come loose. So let me finish this up. Okay, guys. So this, what I'm finding is rivets to go through multiple layers of rivets that you need to go through multiple layers of leather need to be the long ones. That the cap is the same, but the rivet itself is 10.7. So I have the black ones, but I don't want to use black on this bag. So I am going to go into Tandy today, which is a very dangerous thing. However, because of my friend Tammy, I do now have a tax-free business account. So I get a percentage off, plus it's tax-free. I love it. That's, you just don't realize how much that saves you. So for these, you know, what it does is gives me time to do a little edge coating on here. This is the only thing that really is visible, except for my zipper box here, but I already did that one. So I'm going to do some edge coating on here and let it dry. And then I'm going to run into Tandy as soon as Tony gets back, because he's my chauffeur when I go into Tampa. All right. So once I get back, I'll show it to you and we'll be done. Yes. Beautiful. So I just thought I'd show you. I did the same thing that I did on the zipper hole, overlay hole. I just used that black marker. Now, if I was going to sell this bag for $300 or $400, I wouldn't do that. I would edge coat. But for this purpose, since this is actually going to be my bag, I think, maybe not, I don't know. The other thing I was thinking is next time I would definitely edge paint around here, the emblem, and on the inside, or at least coat it. It doesn't look bad, but because the leather is not dyed all the way through, you can see the raw leather on the other side, which I'm okay with. It is so, so pretty. Oh, look at that. I love it. This bag, I'm telling you, is so cute. And the lining fits so perfectly. She doesn't have you increase the seam either. Okay. I am going to see where my husband is, and we'll go into Tandy, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I went to Tandy. Tony took me, so it's his fault. And he did some looking around. And I do have a business account, tax-free, but I got this leather. So it was, I get a percentage off, and I get tax-free. This is probably one of my favorite colors. Purple, teal. But the whole purpose I went there is to get these extra long. Let me show you if I can show you. The post is 10.7. Oh, I can't even hold it. See how long that is? So that's going to work perfectly for this. So let me bring you down so you can see what I'm doing. Perfect. All right, which do I want to be the front and the back? That's the front. Perfect. All right. I only did one hole here. Oh my gosh. That's a game changer. Now they sell, you know, regular size too. Let me see if I can get this open. Yeah. It's hard to get it. I gotta punch this one more time. It didn't punch all the way through. There we go. Let's try that again. There. Your D-ring. Oh my gosh, that's going to be perfect. These are just the perfect length. They're not too long, but they're long enough to get through multiple layers of leather. Ugh. Perfect. All right, let's do this other one, and then I'll go press them. And I'll do the big reveal. Okay. I kind of cleaned up, so I put everything away. So it's not out anymore. All right. You know, it's really bad when you go into a leather store. Now, am I pretty forgettable? No. But I went in there and the guy said, oh, hi. I said, it's not a good sign that you remember me. He goes, I know, but it's okay. It's all good. And it's not like I've been in there every week, but I'm afraid I'm going to be in there more. They're very helpful in there. All right, there we go. So one is on the back end, one is just on the, so that one's just the side of center. This one's on the back of center. Let me go press that. Okay, guys, here it is. I am getting a little better with each go round. Okay, so here is the front or the back, whichever, with the zipper pocket. Here's the front with my little emblem. Top zipper closure. This one is going to be for sale because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And then on the inside, you have a slip pocket on that side and a zipper pocket, and you have her signature key fob. This is the buckram bag. I love it. Let me get back here a little. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Look at the leather. Now this is from Tandy. So this is Tandy that was on sale a couple weeks ago. Oh my. All right. So, let me sit down here. I'm killing myself. This is the Burcham bag by Simply Classic in leather that I got from Tandy. It is absolutely gorgeous. It smells beautiful. It's structured, but it's not extremely firm. But it's not slouchy at all. It is just gorgeous. I love it so much. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment, and click the little bell. The little JD in the bottom right corner of your screen. Be sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before.